ask a question on social media called Tell the Truth Tuesday. And a couple weeks ago, the question that was asked was, and to be honest, and share how many apps you had on your mobile phone. Now, I was mortified to find out that I had 108 of them. And yes, I did share that information online. So that caused me to go through all my apps and get rid of many that were just wasting space. I just wasn't using. It also caused me to wonder which ones I should be using. So this week's top 10 is all about those must-have apps on our mobile phones. Janine Maffett from Calgary, Alberta says that she keeps a password keeper on her phone as a must-have app, and she recommends Keeper, and that she doesn't keep just her home and her work passwords in it, but she keeps all her passports, her vaccination cards, etc. Her recommended app, Keeper, also has a breach watch that tells her when one of her accounts has been exposed. So that's a pretty important app that I'm going to be downloading. I don't have that one, so thanks, Janine. Janet Stewart from Ottawa, Ontario says that her must-have app is called Cam Scanner, and she uses it for scanning PDFs. Since I'm not actually familiar with that app, I'm going to check it out, and I can see for me how that would be handy, especially with travel. Our third app is from Lisa Olson Tilley from Napierville, Illinois, who is a fan of Gas Buddy. Now, it doesn't seem to matter where you are these days. The price of gas is skyrocketing, and saving a few pennies per liter or per gallon just makes sense to me. It works virtually everywhere. It is crowdsourced, and it might be your new favorite app. Now, if your dad has a mobile phone, be sure to install it for him, because in my experience, all dads want to save money on gas. Many of you suggested different games to play for relaxation. So I'm not good with just watching television to relax. I like to have my cell phone in my hands when I'm watching TV. So I have my favorite games, and I'm sure that you have all of yours. And I can tell you that my favorite for more than 10 years is Words with Friends. I play with many of my regular listeners here. We don't chat, we just share our love of words together, and it keeps my brain thinking. And I've learned a few new words over the years. They're all good words. And I've spent many hours playing it. It is very relaxing for me, and we all need to relax. So whether it's Words with Friends, any of the other games, there's so many out there. Get a game on there just for mental relaxation. Michelle Morford brings us numbers 5 and 6 this week. Michelle is from Marysville, Washington. And as any good admin can testify, we all like to be organized in our personal and professional lives. So Michelle recommended a list app called Color Note. Now, we naturally organize things in colors. So having different notes that are easy to organize by colors makes it easy to find your grocery list, your gift list, your birthday list, whatever. So Color Note is her recommendation. She also recommends her television apps such as Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu for when it makes sense to wind down and watch a little TV and not need the hassle of having a television where you are. You can watch TV in the bathtub or while waiting for an appointment, and it makes watching so much easier. Now, as someone who travels a lot, I think that adding Amazon Prime or Netflix or Hulu to my phone actually makes a lot of sense, because I can watch my own shows and not have to access via the TV in the hotel room or even use my computer. I can just sit with my phone in my hand and hopefully fall asleep, and I can catch up my favorite HD TV shows for 15 minutes if that's all I've got. Warren Munn from right across the room says that his favorite app is YouTube. Now, there are instructions for everything on YouTube, as we know, and it's handy to have the instructions right beside you when you're trying to figure out something. So one of the things, our car seat isn't moving right now. So he could go on YouTube on his computer and watch the video, but why not bring the phone right with him while he's on his hands and knees trying to figure out why the car won't go backwards, and he can watch it. Think about, instead of figuring out how to do a power query and having different apps and windows open, put your phone right beside your screen where you're working in Excel, and you can follow along in real time. So by putting it on your phone, it just keeps multiple windows not needing to be open, and you can do it in real time instead of start-stop time. Number 8 is from Christine Adamson from Kansas City, Missouri. Christine says that she knows she's getting older because her favorite app is the Weather Channel. I can relate to that. She likes to know what the weather is, not just for the current day, but for the forecast. And she says that the Weather Channel is the most accurate prediction of weather. Number 9 is Jennifer Fernandez from London in the UK. And she says that everyone in her company uses WhatsApp. Now, WhatsApp has secure end-to-end encryption and is widely used across the world. It lets you send and receive messages, pictures, audio notes, and you can even do audio calling, and it's all free as it works on Wi-Fi or cell signal. So it is a must-have app for those of us who like to exchange a lot of messages, those of us that travel, and anyone who has loved ones abroad, because it's their default one. And number 10 is from me. My favorite must-have app is Waze. Now, I talk about app a lot in my Alexa Stealing Your Job and my artificial intelligence workshops because it's a great AI story. But it's a fancy GPS that is crowdsourced with information. Now, I run it almost every time I'm in the car. I don't necessarily need directions for where I'm going because I know exactly where I'm going. But I like to know if the road is closed ahead, if I need to get off at this exit, if there's an accident, if there's a massive pothole in the road that's going to eat my car. But my favorite part of Waze, it tells me if there's a police cruiser ahead and I might just need to slow down a little bit. So while I cleaned up my phone, and I do have fewer than my confessed 108 apps, I added a couple from this list because these are all must-have cell phone apps. Have fun figuring them all out.